Every position I got a diamond at.
But if I'm not getting a Mushu, you ain't getting a Jeremy.
What?
I feel like a young Noah.
Write to us. We're very friendly. Much love. Why you keep your name?
You did me dirty.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Going Deep with Matthew and Jeremy. That's right. This is a brand new episode. We haven't been here in a while, but we are back, ready to rock and roll. Jerome, how you doing today?
Matty, phenomenal as usual. It's been a minute. It's been a solid.
It's been a long minute.
Yeah, maybe 2 minutes. But I'm happy to be back. We got episode 73. Also, buddy, happy anniversary.
Dang it, you beat me to the punch. I was going to be like, you know what? I don't want to mention it because I was trying to get it. But happy 1 year anniversary. We're a little bit over, like belated, right?
Yeah.
Was it the 15th you said?
Was that 16th, right? I think it was. 16th. June 16th.
Of 2020.
In a hot
garage.
Very hot garage.
Very hot garage where I had to open the garage before we started to cool it down. We would close it, do the episode, then we realized, let's bring a fan. Obviously, we don't have the beautiful roadcaster you have now, but before...
Oh, it was rough.
It was through my what do you call it? GarageBand. It would pick up crickets and noises and fan noises, but look where we're at now.
It was rough, but...
And to call back a many, probably first episodes or so, Paul Rudd.
I was going to say that too. Like, look at us. Who would have ever thought a whole year later?
Glad to be here.
Did we hit your over-under for how many episodes we would get in 1 year? So we did 72 prior to the anniversary.
Technically 72 prior. Do you remember what I said?
I think you said maybe 50 to, I don't remember, 50 or 100, I think.
I don't think I said 100.
I don't remember what you said. Do you remember what you said?
I don't remember at all, but I'm going to assume we are right around where I thought. Maybe a little over. Maybe I thought we were going to do a little less than this.
Mm-hmm. No, I was surprised. I did the math. It was like an episode like every 4.5 days.
Really?
Not too bad.
That's not too shabby.
Not too shabby. That's from one a week to two. We did 2 a week.
Yep.
Back to one a week.
Back to 1 a week.
And kind of just kept it going.
Yeah.
Had some weeks off, different stuff like that.
Those times where we did the 2 a week made up for the times that we missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why we've been kind of averaging out.
Yeah. But yeah, 72.
Awesome. That's cool that we've been a year. Remember we thought...
We're both thinking like, hey, like let's see how long this goes. Maybe like a couple months, see how many episodes. We'll do 10, see where this...
Yeah, where it
how
goes.
we like it.
Having a great time.
I've had a great time. Can you recall a favorite episode to this part?
I like to break down our time here at Going Deep as a 3-parter. First part was our getting used to everything, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. Second part was a half kind of pop culture, more half sports, and then now we've transitioned to more of a sports kind of domination. I also, as a 3-headed monster, I would choose my first favorite episodes from each segment that I've broken down. First episode, got to go with it. That's our starter. In the middle, I think we were doing a couple of Sunday Fun Day episodes, which were pretty cool. I think we were in like episode 20, 30s probably. Yeah. That's where we are. The travel one I liked.
That was good.
I liked the movie breakdowns that we did, our top 10 movies or something.
We did a top
Pixar.
We did top Pixar. We did our Disney movies. Yeah. We did like child. I think we did a child movie.
I think we did like top childhood shows or something like that.
Yeah,
that one was fun. And then this more recent one, obviously, many of the Dodgers ones that we were doing when we were going through our World Series run. Yeah, because obviously those are memorable.
Well, we were supposed to have more pop culture, but that was during a time where there was literally no sports.
There was no sports.
So pop culture fit perfectly.
Exactly. I think we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do, and it's kind of transition. And, at the end of the day, we both love sports, and we both know it pretty well, I think. And, wouldn't change anything about it. We're on the right path.
I love to hear it, buddy. I love to hear it. Matty, before we get into everything, we have a NBA recap today.
Yes,
we're going to talk about the sticky stuff on your hand.
Oh,
we're going to get into all of it. We're going to get into all of it today, but before we start off there, we got to start off with our random question. Will you do the honors of our random question today?
It was so random that I didn't even pick one today. But since I got to dig as much as I can, I'm going to dig. All right. So, are you ready?
Let's hear it.
Okay, random question of the day. So, as you know, part of the reason why I've been gone for so long is that I needed to attend to some things in my personal life. Don't worry, guys. I'm good. Everything's okay. But I needed to travel across the country.
You did?
And I was able to visit the beautiful, beautiful ballpark which is called Fenway Park.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the whole game because it got rained out, as I learned very quickly. That's how East Coast games work. Mm-hmm. I was walking down and I heard somebody like, it's all good, because the kid was like, oh, Dad, I wanted to watch the game. He's like, we'll come another day. Don't worry. It gets rained out all the time, trying to do my Boston accent. And I was like, I'm leaving in a week. I cannot watch another game. But I wanted to ask you, Boston, obviously Fenway Park is the oldest, correct?
Yes. Boston, Wrigley, Dodger Stadium.
Boston, Wrigley, Dodger Stadium. Unfortunately, I've been to Wrigley, but just outside, so I haven't been into a game in that one. So I wanted to ask you, out of all the major league ballparks that you've been, because we've talked a little bit about it, we've talked about that you've traveled quite a bit to see. I don't think you've seen all the ballparks.
No, unfortunately,
I would say half. No, too many. Is that too many? Am I giving you too many?
Take out all of California. California's like, what, 5?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We technically went to Seattle.
Yep.
We saw Safeco.
You can count that. That's fine. I'll count Wrigley too. Like, I've seen Wrigley.
Yeah, I'll count. Okay, if we count that.
I know you've been to all New Yorks.
Yeah, I hit all the New York ones. I've hit
even the old
Orioles.
ones?
Yeah, I hit the old ones.
So you've
I've
been to
seen
Camden?
the Orioles. Been to Camden. Been to Nationals Park. Been to Fenway. Went down to the Marlins Stadium.
Yeah. Did you go to Tropicana? No.
Yes, I watched the game in Tropicana.
There you go.
Knocked those out. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Tropicana was my last one.
So let's go 2 questions then. It's for you, mostly not for me, because again, look, I guess I'll count Safeco, right, from the outside. It's not even Safeco anymore. It's T-Mobile, right?
Yeah.
I've been to, obviously, Wrigley recently. Not Wrigley recently. Wrigley, Fenway recently. And then Dodger Stadium and, of course, Angel Stadium. So those are the only... Actually...
You've been to Oracle.
No,
haven't you?
An Oracle?
Oh, that's what San Francisco...
Yeah, I've been outside. I guess we'll count that one, too. I've been to Jack Murphy Stadium before the Padres moved to Petco, if you remember that one.
I went as the Coliseum for the football team.
Yeah, or Qualcomm, right?
Yeah, we went
so
technically we've gone to Qualcomm.
We've gone there too, so it's pretty funny. So I guess I've been to quite more than I thought. So not too many for me. But out of the ones that you have been to, favorite park, not called Dodger Stadium. Let's go and take out Dodger Stadium because it's our home park. What stadium would you say, man, sitting down, atmosphere, this is it. This is where you watch a game.
So Yankee Stadium has that vibe.
Can I ask you old Yankee Stadium or new Yankee Stadium? You've been to both, right?
I've been to both. It's a tough one because I was a lot younger when I went to the old one. But I just kind of... when you walk into a playoff game?
And it's just
like a whole different atmosphere. The electricity is rumbling through the crowd. On the floor, it's
yeah, it kind of shocks you.
Yeah, it's like the freaking Flash is running around everywhere.
Gotcha. Kind of
the electricity that he leaves. So it's like that. But Yankee Stadium, man, I've had a great time every time I've gone.
Nice.
I even got a little New York experience where I had a little, I guess you could say, altercation, argument type of thing. Somebody was sitting in my seat. We kind of argued about it.
Kind of like, hey, man, what are you doing?
At the end of the day, I got the better seats. I had to go a lot lower. You got to stay in my crappy seats when surrounded by a crap load of people with no room. Next to a lot of heftier people. But he was having a bad day. His girlfriend was having a bad day.
But you weren't. You ended up having a good day.
I was a little upset at the beginning, but it worked out. Me, Cassie, and Marissa, we got to see a great game.
Hell yeah. So you say New York then?
Yeah, New York. Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
New York.
You got to go with the way you got to go.
So each ballpark has been a different circumstance. So my first time going to Fenway, Yankees, Red Sox.
Beautiful. Awesome. You talked about this before.
Yeah, I've talked about it before. You know how that...
You can't get any better than that.
Especially at that time. Biggest rivalry in sports history
for sure.
At the time. And then I went to Wrigley, and Barry Bonds was on the home run chase.
Sheesh.
So...
2007, damn.
Yeah, the electricity... the atmosphere is different everywhere you go.
100%.
But New York probably has the jerkiest people out there.
Okay.
But it's a whole other vibe. Just being in Yankee Stadium, you can feel it. You go to Monument Park, do the whole Yankee Stadium thing.
It's
the whole amazing. You go to Fenway. You and I talked about it in production meetings. They have the back alley where it's just
bars and
bars, stores, just everybody
really
hanging
cool,
out.
Really cool. It was my first time.
Wrigley has the exact same thing.
It was a whirlwind for me.
Also, Petco's very, very nice too.
Petco's nice. So I have seen from the outside. I've
Petco's
walked.
beautiful too,
you know how it's next to the
wharf type thing.
No,
the base, right? Navy base.
The Navy Basin, as well as I'm gonna keep forgetting their convention center.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not from San Diego. I don't know if that's a big thing or not. But you can. I walk there and you can see it from the back. Really nice stadium too.
Oh, yeah, it's a great there. But if you were to go tomorrow and you're like, Jeremy, other than Dodger Stadium, what stadium do I need to see? I'm probably going to tell you to go watch Yankee Stadium. Go watch the Yankees inside the Yankee Stadium wearing those pinstripes.
Love it. Okay, well, good answer. Last question. Make it really quick for both of us. Stadium that you haven't been that is a must on your list next. This is the question I'm going to preface for you. This is the only stadium you can ever visit again, like a new stadium, other than the ones you've been to.
Yeah, no.
If you got to choose one, it's like, hey, man, sorry, you can only go to one now.
So I wouldn't mind. Is it SunTrust Stadium right now in Atlanta?
Yes, it's SunTrust. I think it might have changed it, but yeah, I got you.
I would want to see either Atlanta or I'd want to go to St. Louis.
Ooh, with Arch.
Yeah.
Big Mac.
Yeah.
Landing.
Busch Stadium. I think
Busch Stadium, okay.
I think it's still Busch Stadium.
Okay, one or the other?
Yeah, and then I've been really into Milwaukee Stadium.
Okay.
It's not Miller Park anymore.
They changed it again?
I don't know why. I see it. I'm like, I want to go there.
Okay, only one.
But only one. I think I want to see Atlanta. It looks really, really nice.
Okay, cool. I like that.
What about you?
Something about PNC Park.
Oh, that's beautiful too. We were watching it the other day. You have the skyline in the background.
You haven't been there yet, right?
No, I've never been there. I've never been to
that one looks nice.
Oh, I've been to Philadelphia too.
Oh, there you go.
Citizens Bank. It's cool.
It's cool. It's all right.
Yeah,
but PNC did. That one looks...
Oh, yeah. I really want to go there one day.
With that bridge in the back?
Dodgers were playing there. I was watching with my mom. We were both, for like 2 innings, just talking about like, wow.
It's a nice stadium.
That's a super nice stadium.
I like the little thing on the left.
Beautiful. Yeah. You see the lake. Is it Allegory Lake? Is it?
Yeah, the Allegory River.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. Well, hey, man, I'm going to let you know that was random as it can be because I literally just talked.
You made that up? Yeah, we forgot to talk about that before.
It's okay. Kind of when you threw it to me, I was like, you motherfucker. But it's okay. Hey, it was a good conversation. I'm glad.
Worked out well.
Hopefully that we both get to see our next stadiums.
I hope so, too.
But anyways, as we talked about before, we got to do our NBA recap before we get to our sticky situation in baseball. The way we're going to do it today, a little different. We won't start from the beginning. We're going to start from the end and go work our way backwards.
I have a friend that says you can't start in the middle or the end. You have to start
in a circle. And it's a circle.
And it's a circle because you're constantly doing a marathon race.
Exactly. Kind of what? If you don't know what it means, don't worry. You'll understand another time. We got 4 teams now vying for a spot in the NBA championship. And of course, in the East, we've got the very scary and dominant Atlanta Hawks. Sorry.
I don't think we had them this far, but I know we had them as playoff contenders, like middle.
And I do want to say that with all joking aside, great job by them. They showed some fight. I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying, no one thought they'd be here. Let's be honest. No one thought they were going to be here.
I'm just saying. I remember we were kind of questioning why the Pacers got rid of
Malcolm Brogdon. No,
the coach
Nate McMillan.
Yeah, because we were like, hey, he did a pretty damn good job with the Pacers last year. Why are you leaving him? If you recall, Hawks were pretty booty throughout the season. Nate McMillan comes, team freaking blasts through the roof, and they're playing great ball. But yeah, we got the Mighty Hawks. But Maddie, how did they get to this point?
The Mighty Hawks. Well, before let me get that. They're going to be facing the Mighty Bucks, which everyone thinks they were the Mighty Bucks. Second mighty team in the East, you would say. But yeah, let's start with the Hawks. So the Hawks started their journey by defeating the Knicks. Congrats to the Knicks for making the playoffs.
Just making the playoffs. That's a win over there.
I do feel bad for them because I know that the Knicks were the 4th seed. Everyone was high on Knicks basketball, as they should be. They made the playoffs. It wasn't a under 500 team. They were...
They were a decent squad.
They were 10 games over 500, playing
really
good basketball. And you know what happened? It just happened. What can you do? You ran into an Atlanta team that was just ready to roll. Before I do this, I want to open this up as big as I can get so I can let you guys know exactly how everything worked out. So Atlanta beat them 4-1, so pretty easily.
Yeah.
Now we go to this next step, obviously, which was the semifinals, and they faced the number 1 seed Philadelphia 76ers. 76ers, of course, the favorites.
Never bought into them.
No surprise there. What happened?
I never bought into them.
I know you didn't, but I don't think we did either. I don't think I did either.
I don't think either one. Philly's actually a team we left off our playoff list, if you remember.
Yes, we did. And then Chris is there for evidence as well.
Yeah,
we can bring him back if we need to.
We got to put these guys in, but neither one of us thought much of them.
Yeah, because we forgot about them. We put them in just because we had to, because they were going to make the playoffs. But guess what? They just didn't have what it takes. There's a big storyline running through that, which is the whole Ben Simmons fiasco.
Yeah,
before we get to that part. Let's just talk about it there since we're in this step now of our show today. Ben Simmons, of course, a lot of highlights, if you guys have seen it, of him basically passing up an open dunk to pass because he's scared to get fouled. And guy who's shooting 33, I'll repeat one more time, 33%, not from 3, 33%, not from the 2-pointer line, 33% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Most missed free throws, I think, in a playoff like series or in the playoffs, right? Joel Embiid after the game, basically, so, what happened? He's like, basically, I thought we lost the game where we had an open shot and we didn't get it. We got a foul. We only made one. And there's only one really play that really he's talking about.
That was just Ben Simmons. Everybody's saying it. If you look at literally any sports media type of thing, he's got to learn to shoot. We've been saying this since he came in. Everybody's like, wow, look at him. He can do all this. He'll never even need to know how to shoot.
Yep.
Big moments, you got to know how to shoot the ball. You got to be able to knock down the free throws.
Yeah, you got to be confident.
Let's just say you can't make a three-pointer. You don't feel confident in it. At least be able to knock down your free throws. Believe he was a 65, 67% during the regular season. If he hits that, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, because you're making more than... freaking Shaq was a 50... but
Shaq made him in the big moments.
The playoffs, he was almost to 70%, man.
Yeah, he made him in the big moments.
You don't got to do anything anymore. Now you're like, you know what? We can't really foul this guy because he's going to hit him. We're giving him free points. Now, if you can't hit a 3... maybe you can live with it. Maybe now you can just work on it. But now you don't. The problem is him not making his free throws. He's scared to actually go to the hole
because he's gonna get fouled.
Exactly.
I would hack him every time. And I think at this point, I saw something where he needs a Giannis team around him.
Shooters.
You need to just put nothing but shooters. Him and Embiid don't work because Embiid's gonna clog.
Yep.
Embiid can shoot the 3 a little bit, but you need shooters.
Yep.
Brook Lopez is not a spot on shooter, but he's a pretty damn good shooter now.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a good guy for that position. Middleton. Drew can knock down the 3. He could also create his own shot, whether the 3 is there or not.
What's the redheaded's name? Sorry, I don't mean to say redheaded, but...
DiVincenzo?
DiVincenzo.
He could shoot the 3.
I couldn't say his name.
They have guys over there that can shoot the ball. I think Connaughton can shoot the 3 too pretty well.
Good enough.
Good enough, right? You have guys that can shoot it, and I think he needs to be put in a situation like that. Where is that? No freaking clue.
Yeah, right now, nobody.
Nobody makes sense to me. I heard maybe him for Dame.
That's what I heard too, but then also I was watching the first take. Thank you, ESPN.
Now they're talking about CJ.
Stephen A. he's like, on very good authority that the Trailblazers would not want Ben Simmons. That's the way he said it. So yeah, where?
Honestly,
someone said Washington, but at the same time, why for Beal? What you gonna have two guys who don't shoot, and Russell Westbrook and him? You switch that, maybe different.
I think is Russ a free agent?
No, he's not yet. I think he's not yet.
Okay, like I'm saying, I was looking around. I'm like, what team would make sense for this guy? Mm-hmm. I literally don't see a spot where he would be surrounded by shooters. I heard a lot of things. Bring him to LA for the Lakers. This makes zero sense.
Zero sense. We don't have shooters either.
We don't have any shooters. You have LeBron with the ball all the damn time.
Exactly.
You have Dennis with the ball all the time.
If those two were not there,
it would make more sense.
That makes more sense. Okay, here's the good thing about Ben Simmons. I think it's not he's I can't shoot and that's it. He's a really, really good defender. Premium defender almost. He's really good.
He's a decent playmaker too.
And he's a decent playmaker. He has star talent, just not star guy.
If you had the opportunity to buy low on him, I would say go for it.
100%. Me too.
Because let's just say he gets moved and he's like, okay, I gotta learn how to shoot. Like it's time.
Magic was on today on the first take too. I just wanted to bring it up that he said something that I was like thinking about. I'm like, is he really? He compared him to Andre Iguodala. Now, if you think about it,
Iggy could not shoot.
Iggy couldn't really shoot when he first started in Philly. He was a really good player. Once goes to Denver, then really becomes he fills in the role that he needed to instead of being the guy.
Yeah.
Right? So is Ben Simmons the guy? Most likely not. He needs to find a spot where it kind of fits. Unfortunately, with Embiid, it's not going to work like you just said earlier. Clogs the paint, holds the ball, all that stuff. You need guys who are going to shoot around him, give the ball to Steph Curry all day.
Golden State? Like Chris.
Golden State?
Who do you move? Wiseman? You're going to have 2 centers?
Sure.
They're not going to take Wiseman.
No, they're not going to take Wiseman. I'm just saying.
Draymond?
It's not going to work, but what team would he have worked on? Could have worked on the Warriors.
Yeah, no, he'd definitely work on the Warriors.
Passing that ball to, everybody?
Yeah, you just... Drive, kick, and if you get fouled, who cares? Because the next guy is going to make a 3-pointer and make up for you missing your 2 shots. That would be an option. That's definitely an option.
It's not going to happen, but I'm just saying that would have been a nice one. But should we move on from Ben Simmons?
Yeah, Ben Simmons, don't touch him unless you get him for cheap.
Yes, I think, unfortunately, because, seems like a nice guy, plays good defense, can move the ball, just gotta shoot. Gotta shoot.
You know what the issue is? Like, even though...
Let's make your damn free throws.
Yeah, make your free throws, but he is so highly regarded
That's the
that
problem.
any package would probably be ridiculous.
Yep.
And because of that, my assumption is, I don't know the guy, but ego has to be pretty high. I'm a number 1 pick. I took my team to the playoffs 4 straight years, right? 4 years now?
Yeah.
4 straight years. I'm getting here. I'm getting there. I'm 1 shot away from going to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can play. I need to be that guy. Is he able to say, you know what? I have Chris Paul talent in moving the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't shoot it. Maybe I need to learn how to do this role.
Yeah.
That's the question. Can he accept the role?
I hope so. He's only 24.
I mean,
time is not an issue.
Time is not an issue. It's
your
dedication
it's
and
your
work
dedication
ethic.
and your work ethic.
I think there's a Kobe clip going on right now. He's talking about Ben Simmons, and he said the sky is
literally
literally the sky is his ceiling.
Yeah.
Like, he can do whatever he wants, but he's not going to get there until he learns how to shoot.
Yeah, it's true.
And
respectable shot first.
Yeah, you just need something where I have to go out to look at you.
Yes, exactly.
I don't need to close down on you.
I literally
but
need
let me just walk out there just in case. I'm not going to give you a freebie, but I'm also not going to.
Yeah, I'm not going to go.
I'm not going to go crazy trying to guard you like I would Steph Curry.
But that thing right there, that 1 step, 2 steps as they come in, opens up your game so much. Now your passing becomes even more dynamic because you're taking those steps. So, anyways, let's go ahead and move on from Ben Simmons. This is too much negativity. Unfortunately, Ben, I wish you the best. I hope you do make free throws, but we got to move on from you. Atlanta, though, good for Atlanta. No, Atlanta playing like we just talked about. Oh, go ahead. You're playing well and doing exactly what they needed to do to make it. The next step is that we're going to move on. Is that now that Atlanta is going to be meeting up with, of course, the 3 seed, which was the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, started with dismantling the Miami Heat quite easily. That was 4-0. Not too many games. Unfortunately, it was a little rematch from last year. Miami just really dogged up, but this year just didn't have the teeth to really take on the Bucks. Everyone's favorite from the season ago. Obviously, retooled with that Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis Antetokounmpo trio. So they made it to that next round, and of course, the Brooklyn Nets, the mighty Brooklyn Nets, the ones that we didn't play any defense but had an amazing amount of stars. Of course, they took down the Boston Celtics. Fun little story. I was in Boston when some of the games were going. I wasn't able to watch it, but tickets are pricey, man. What can you do? So we moved on to that one. The Brooklyn, obviously 4-1, and then they moved on. So now we got Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. Battle of the century. Not maybe a little too high, but definitely a huge battle. That one went 7 games. Unfortunately, really for Brooklyn was just the injuries, right? The injuries really took a toll on them. It first started with actually KD was slowly coming back. Then Harden Harden
was hurt coming into it.
Harden was hurt coming into it with that hammy, and then Kyrie, of course, busted his ankle, right? Ankle sprain. So now you're relying on KD for most of it. KD, shows out on, I believe it was game 6 or game 5.
I think he showed out pretty much the whole series. It was
all series, but there was that staple game that when he had like 49 or something like that. 47?
I think it was game 6. This is one of those where you put so much into 3 guys. When they start going missing, you have nothing around you to really make up for it. And it's not, I don't even want to say they didn't have nothing. They still had Joe Harris, Blake Griffin,
Jeff Green.
Yeah, they had Jeff Green, who I think showed out one game.
Yeah, he did.
29 points, I think it was, in game 6.
It was him and KD.
Yeah.
Both combined scored almost 80, 85 points.
So I had a question for you. I was going to go ahead and do it on a later segment. But maybe this is the time to ask.
Go ahead.
We obviously know this was the shortest offseason ever.
Yes.
Shortest offseason ever. 4 teams last year made it to this point.
Yep.
All 4 are out. Look at how many injuries has happened. A lot of people said last year is the year for the asterisk on the championship. Maybe, is this year the year, or do you think it was still last year? If you were to agree with those people. Because for me, I'm looking at it, this season made 0 sense to me. This, I think, was made to capitalize on whatever you could. Mm-hmm. Obviously, money-wise, which is very important, but at the same time, we didn't get a full season of anything. I think they showed the All-Stars of this season missed like over 30% of the games. The question is, where do you place the asterisk if you were supposed to? Or if you had to?
This year or the year before?
Yeah. Where would you place it?
If I had to, I don't think anyone deserves it, but if I had to, I think more or less last year, I guess. Only because
you just think it was last year?
Yeah, because, COVID was a big thing. You had to put, this happened. This particular event happen. That's why you have this much time, whatever it was and all that stuff. This one has more of a traditional regular season feel to it, as much as it didn't.
Would you say COVID kind of impacted this year more with all the missing games because this team had COVID, maybe that team had COVID. This guy got it and just never bounced back, unlike last year where these guys kind of came in. I don't think there was very many cases last year.
No, I don't. If I recall, I don't remember. But again, we weren't doing a bubble, so it was a little more forced. Like you can't even go anywhere without without playing. But yeah, maybe it affected this year more than we're thinking of. Right? You're right in that aspect. It could have had some more obstacles this year instead of the year that it actually happened. I think last year just happened so quickly, and we were still kind of figuring out things. Now we know what we're getting into, and of course, now all these things happen. Not only like COVID cases, health protocol tracing, all that stuff, plus injuries. So, in that aspect, yeah, sure. Maybe you can even put that the asterisk deserves to be on both. Maybe only this year, but technically, I would say last year only because you have to. What happened? Why is there a gap and all that stuff? This was technically, if you look at it, it's looked like a regular year. If you don't look at it, 100 and 72 games, right? Pretty close. It's a tough question, though. Good question.
Back to these teams.
Yes. Of course, like we were talking about the Bucks, Milwaukee going, head to toe. Milwaukee, of course, getting that final edge in that last game, going overtime. KD obviously thought that I was watching that last shot. I thought he ended the game, and his big toe, as he likes to say, my big freaking toe, was on that line. It was actually a 2 to tie the game with .03 seconds left. So imagine if he hit the 3.
What do you think of those shot selections?
Of his?
Yeah.
That was tough.
I did not like it.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, these are tough shots. Did he make them though?
He made the first one, but I'm looking at it. I'm like,
you could have had.
If you're already pushing it that close, might as well hit a closer 2. That's probably a little easier, maybe a turnaround from the baseline if it's available.
That's where we stand now. Milwaukee's here. I don't remember where we were in our earlier predictions, or going too far.
I think we had the Nets.
But did we both have the Nets going to the Eastern Conference Finals, or did I have someone else? Did I say?
I think I had Miami getting Nets. Miami. I think I might have had Nets. Miami.
That sounds right for you. I know I had Miami out. I didn't think they were going to repeat what they did this year.
Yeah, no, they let me down.
I may be wrong, but we can double check on that one. But that's where we are now in the Eastern Conference, and of course now we got to go to the Western Conference, and we'll go ahead and start with the lower seeds. Denver and Portland. Denver without, of course, we talked about way earlier, a couple episodes ago, Jamal Murray, losing him to the season for ACL injury. So only Jokic, him winning the MVP, him facing CJ and Dame alone, and he pulled it off 4-2. He won his MVP, I think, right before that happened. And then, of course, he goes into the semifinal against the Phoenix Suns, who, quite easily took care of the Los Angeles Lakers. We could be fair. It was, it looked like the tide was changing. I think that's the last episode we had. We took a 2-1 lead, and we're like, oh. It looks like, things are...
I think everybody was 1-1. You're like, who has to win the next game?
Exactly. Like, who was that? And then they won it, and then they tied 2-2, and then 3-2, and you're like, oh, whoa. And then it just never happened for the Lakers. And congrats to the Phoenix Suns making it this far. You can see the impact that Chris Paul has made. And, of course, Phoenix absolutely just killed Denver. Denver had no chance.
No
chance. It was a clean sweep. Devin Booker, that guy's a bad man.
No, he's been...
That guy's good.
He's been great. Phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. I got half of my prediction right. Told you those Suns are going to be in the Western Conference Finals.
Production meeting.
Production meeting. But they're supposed to be going up against the Lakers at this point. They decided to go first round, and they put a beating on them. Going back to that one, those guys need to get healthy and quick. The Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
They need to get healthy, and if they have any chance of kind of getting another one in this LeBron AD era, well, hopefully they make some move. I think they need a scorer. Not a shooter, like a scorer. Like that guy from USC that played in San Antonio for a while.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We talked about it before?
I've talked about it. I think you'd be a big difference maker.
Gotcha. And he might be a little more rejuvenated coming home.
Yeah, well, that and you have an opportunity to actually win.
Yeah, because San Antonio's on
but to the Suns, great. They've been playing great. I think Bridges has stepped up a decent amount. Ayton's looking like the number one pick he was kind of supposed to be. Booker's been out of this world. I saw a comparison today to
Devin
Kobe.
Bryant.
Devin Bryant, exactly.
Man.
The only thing I say about that, before you start getting those Kobe comparisons, you better shore up that defense. 9-time first all-team defense.
Hey, great point.
That's the only part. You get that defense down, I don't want to say spitting image, but it's a pretty damn good image. It's close. It's close.
Because he's
the offensive repertoire.
He's a mid-range guy, man.
Yeah.
He can shoot the 3 better than Kobe.
Yeah.
Better than Kobe. I know Kobe hit the 3s.
It plays into more of his time.
But it's more, his time. But Devin Booker, though, he's a mid-range scorer. Dude.
Yeah.
He's got footwork. He's got,
Well, you can see that those workouts they had together and the impact he had on them is definitely taking part in these playoffs. And from here on out, I want them to win the ring.
You know what? I'm not gonna. I won't. I might say I'm even rooting for Phoenix too because that'll be cool for him to see. And Chris Paul, he's been a thorn in the side of the Lakers for a while. Hornets and of course the Clippers and then Houston. But
for me, it's more Devin Booker. I want Devin Booker to get this one.
I'm fine with you, but I'm just saying that Chris Paul has grown on me a little bit. No? Okay, well I'll take it back.
I'm just kidding. His impact has been crazy.
Undeniable.
Though. Yeah, no,
undeniable. And he's out, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But you saw him in Houston. It was James Harden show.
He looked like he was kind of dead.
Yeah, it looked like
OKC. I forgot. That's where he kind of started.
OKC. I think being around those young guys.
Yeah, kind of.
It's just whoa, this energy that all these guys come into every day with. Rather than you're in Houston, a lot of veteran guys. Yeah. Guys probably missing some practices. Mm-hmm. Guys going to the clubs constantly. Has
chicken wings and stuff.
In the chicken wings and stuff, but to me, I think that's what made the big difference. Obviously, his hamstring goes out with Houston, but
that was unfortunate.
In general, I really believe that's a big factor.
All right, well, obviously, so then that they're there. So how did the other teams get there? We had Utah, Memphis. Utah, number 1 seed, going through easily 4-1, even though they lost that first game. I think we talked about that. And of course, the Clippers going a full 7 with Dallas. I think we might have called it wrong. We're same old Clippers. They ain't gonna make it. And then of course we had the Clippers versus Utah matchup. I thought Utah had it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Utah was same old Clippers. They just ain't gonna pull it out. Ain't gonna pull
29.
it out. Yeah, they came out. They showed out. Terrence Mann came out of nowhere. Yeah. Paul George has been playing better. Let's give him his respect. He's
been a bit better.
He's been a little better. He hasn't been playoff PG-13. He's been playoff, PG 40, 41.
That's fair.
It's better. It's fair. But the one that I would say that I'm concerned about is Kawhi. Knee injury.
Rumor is ACL.
Rumor is ACL. They're worried about ACL. They haven't said anything yet. He is out for the he was out for the first game against Phoenix and the Clippers, which the first game already happened. Sorry, guys, we're a little behind that. But, of course, Phoenix,
and he's out game 2 already.
Phoenix taking game 1, and then thank you very much. He's out for confirmed game 2 for tomorrow. So, Phoenix is up for one game. And, of course, Booker put a show. That's what led you kind of brought it up, made you the Kobe comparisons because he is showing out. He had his first triple-double.
Yeah, I was going to say first triple-double.
What a time to have a triple-double.
For the Kawhi thing, really quick, before we kind of hit the series. On Kawhi, there was a lot of rumors about him opting out. Remember, LeBron thing, LeBron's leaving. You heard it for a year and a half. You kind of got the same thing this year about the Clippers and Kawhi's. At least from what I've seen, it looked like, hey, Kawhi's probably leaving. What are you guys gonna do? He's gonna opt out. If you're Kawhi, do you still opt out and maybe change scenery? Do you see what has to happen? Or,
I think you see what.
Or do you see at this point hey, they were able to freaking nut up 1-2 games without me, right?
Yep.
Got to that finals. If I'm there, what happens?
Yeah.
Whether they make it to the finals or not.
Yeah.
What happens if I'm there?
True.
How do you look at it?
I think he should go with that route. Don't know what he's actually going to do. Kawhi's a weird guy.
No, he's very weird.
But what I think he should do is kind of see it out. If he's thinking should I change or not? If you're making that decision, wait until you see what the Clippers do. Because the first game, I think they lost 121-116. Am I correct?
Something like that.
Something around there?
It wasn't too far off, but it wasn't. I don't think it was.
No, I think the Suns controlled most of the game, but it wasn't a score that was, they didn't get blown out of the building. You're missing Kawhi Leonard. Paul George seems to be playing better now. Is it because Kawhi's not there? Is he playing better? Right? Because when
all the offense has to go through PG now, right?
Yeah, because when they're playing together, it seems like that's where sometimes it's either one or the other. It's not both. So that could be a reason why. So I think he should wait and see. That would be the best option. What he's going to do, I have no idea. Wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if he says, I'm going to retire. I don't know. And it also depends on that injury, too. Because if it is something serious, Kawhi's lucky because if he did leave, he could probably still sign somewhere else.
He would still probably sign a max.
Exactly. If it was someone kind of.
If it was Terrence Mann, he's not getting big money.
Exactly. So you got to be careful with that. Kawhi's in a comfortable situation, so don't know exactly what's going on. That would be my advice, if you wanted to ever take my advice, is wait and see what goes on, see how your team performs, and if you really think you could have made a difference, stay.
Fair enough. With this series, we have another question. We can do it now, we can do it at the end. What do you want to do?
Go ahead, do it now.
Do it now. A lot of talk, so obviously this is an LA-based show. We live in LA.
That's right.
We are...
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we are kind of Laker guys at the end of the day. There's been a lot of talk. Ty Lue said it. We're all in the same city. Lakers are out. LA should be rooting for the Clippers. Thoughts, opinions. Should Los Angeles Lakers fans be rooting for the Los Angeles Clippers at this point?
Hey, man. First, I want to say you are welcome to do whatever the hell you want in your life, as long as you don't kill anybody or anything of that matter. You don't do things that affect other people's actual life. Like, hey, man, this is going to be a detriment. But if it pisses you off, opinions and stuff, you do whatever the hell you want. With that being said, don't you ever root for the Clippers, or else you're never my friend. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I'll just be like, yeah, you're not really a Laker fan, man. I'll just be honest with you.
If you're a Laker guy, a lot of times you don't go with the Clippers. I've been hearing all week on the radio, like, I'm a diehard Laker fan, and I go for the, Lakers are out, so why not Los Angeles get another title?
LA. It doesn't work like that.
No, to me, it does not work that way. This is
So you're from California, right? So why don't you root for the
Giants?
The Giants, or why don't you root for the Oakland? Oakland Golden State Warriors. You know, when everyone was the hate of the Warriors, like, why? They're from California. We're all Californians. Let's go.
No, it doesn't work that way, especially with the Clippers and Lakers, because it's kind of that. It's not a super big rivalry, but there's
enough. It's
enough.
Bigger because
there's
we're in the
enough
same
there
city. They gotten better.
Where it's like, hey, now we're bumping heads.
Yeah.
Before it was like Lakers were 7-2 and holding down the little 5-year-old with a hand on the head, like you're not getting close. 5-year-old kind of grew up a little bit.
Yeah.
Grew up a little bit.
Fought back a
little bit. Give a little punch here or there. Like,
that hurts.
It kind of hurt a little bit, but they're still not toe to toe, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just as franchises, and I'm just gonna say you don't see like Yankee fans going for the Mets.
Yeah.
You don't see Dodgers going for Angels. Like, you just don't see it. And this is why, if you're a Laker fan, I don't think you should be rooting for the Clippers.
I agree with you. To be fair, like, in general, like, when other sports teams are playing, I never really say I'm rooting for them. Most of the time, people just say, hey, do you want anyone to win? I'm like, not really. I would prefer one team over the other. Doesn't mean technically I'm rooting for them, right? But yeah, man, honestly, I would never do that. That's just me. Again, you're welcome to do whatever the hell you want, but just know that in my eyes, if you did that...
I'm going to kind of respect you a little less. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, maybe not even the respect. I just know that you're not really a true fan of the team. It's just the truth. Sorry. You can't go around like, oh, well, I'm a fan of this team for now, because, they're like, no. No, it doesn't work like that.
Like bandwagon.
I don't like that. I'd much rather be like, you know what? I'm a Devin Booker fan. I hope he does well, especially in basketball, because basketball is, like we talk about, a star-driven league. You like a player, you respect his game. You know what? I want that player to do well. I'm rooting for him. I'm not rooting for his team.
No, I just want him to do well.
Yeah.
If his team does well, okay.
If his team does well, then no, so be it, right?
Yeah.
Like you just said, I would like Phoenix to win it, but you don't want Phoenix to win it because you want Phoenix to win it.
No, I look at the teams. I'm like,
you like D-Book?
I like D-Book.
There you go.
I'd rather them win.
You're not rooting the team. You're rooting because D-Book, and guess what team he happens to play for? The Phoenix Suns.
Yeah. He rubbed me wrong a little bit, maybe a year or two ago, when they're like, you're not doubling me at practice.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, like, you should be sending 3 people at me.
Yeah.
You should be sending 4. Send the whole damn team and watch me score a bucket. Anyways, that's the only part that kind of rubbed me wrong. I'm like, do you have it? Do you have that, like... I'm going to kill everybody up in this.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we were at. But, Maddie, we got the series 1-0. End of the day, who are we seeing in the finals?
I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns. I just think that they are riding this wave. They're playing well. They're
hot. They're hot.
Here's the thing. They're not only a good team because they got the second seed. They're actually playing well. They're hot. They're playing hot basketball. Took care of the Lakers pretty well since the loss to the Lakers in the game 2, they've won 3 in a row in that series. They won 4 in a row. Obviously, the sweep, that's 7. They've won 8 games in a row so far.
Yeah.
Right? So not only are they hot, they're a good team as well. So I'm not saying because I think the Clippers I don't like the Clippers. I honestly do believe that. And then for the other side, as much as I love that story of the Atlanta Hawks, see example, I'm not rooting for Atlanta. But the young team, that kind of thing, that's pretty cool. I still think the Bucks are going to take it.
This is Giannis's open.
You better.
This is the thing. I don't want to say it's legacy.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close.
But it's pretty damn close. This is your one shot, one opportunity, everything you ever wanted, this one moment.
Do not stop.
Are you going to capture it? Or let it slip? He has to capture it, I think.
I think so too.
Otherwise, we can't be looking at this guy as top. To me, he's not a top 3, top 5 player at this point.
I agree. If he loses,
with the roster's pretty damn good,
and they're healthy.
You're healthy. You got a very, very young Hawks team. even their veterans, like Bogdanovich and stuff like that, don't really have playoff experience. Gallinari played with the Clippers a little bit, played with... Where else?
Gallo's probably the most...
Denver. Like, he has a little bit, but he's never gone anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is your one chance. Like, the open path to your championship is right now. No LeBron James. You already got rid of KD and his minions.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. This is your one chance. You better get it.
I agree with you.
Otherwise, we're going to have different conversations on here. And I normally don't approve Giannis slander. But there might be some Giannis slander on here.
I agree with you. I just really quick, the oldest guy there, Lou Williams. Lou Williams is there. I forgot about that. Lou's on that team.
Even then, Lou don't have no rings. He hasn't gone very far.
That's a good point. Finals is Bucks and Suns. How about you?
If I go away from my heart...
We haven't seen that one before.
What?
We never seen that finals before.
No. If I had to not use my brain, not my feelings, I still think the Clippers are going to lose. So, little Phoenix.
You're going Suns? Got it.
Suns? Dude.
So we will not be having...
There's no NBA parade here.
There's no new champion. Because the only new champion would be Clippers because they never won, right? Am I correct on that?
You are correct. Yeah, they've never made it out of the second round.
Exactly. And then the Hawks have won.
Hawks have what? Has Phoenix won? I don't think so.
No, Phoenix. Well, sorry, you're right. Okay, so first, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that because I know what I meant to say is
out of the West, you're gonna have a first-time possible champion. Is that what you're trying to go for?
100%, there'll be a first-time champion out of the West if the West wins. But there's been an appearance from one of the teams, which is Phoenix.
Yes,
Clippers have never been there. So will we have a brand new first-time appearance and a first-time win? We're saying no first-time appearance or first-time win.
No, I don't. I think the Clippers are out.
However, will there be a first-time winner? Because that could be the Phoenix Suns. That's the only option. Because the Bucks have won. Obviously.
They have won with Kareem.
And then the Hawks have won in 1958.
Okay. I really want to see the Suns win. And I think there's going to be a battle of younglings.
Wow, you want to go Hawks and
lowest rated finals in the past 20 years, but it's what I want to see.
Adam Silver, there you go, man. You wanted this.
You wanted this season so bad. You wanted 72 games. This is what you get.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
Hey, what a battle, though. Basketball-wise...
Honestly, I think the matchup would be phenomenal.
Basketball-wise, that's awesome.
No, yeah. If you actually watch the game, I think it would be really enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, Giannis versus the Suns would be pretty enjoyable, too. I don't think the Bucks roll over.
I don't think so either.
I think that's like a 6-7 game series regardless.
I think the games we have, whatever happens, even the Clippers, let's say the Clippers make it too, I think they're still fun. They're still going to be good games. I don't think
at the end of the day, lowest rated finals you're probably going to ever have.
Agreed.
Because you just don't have the star power.
You don't. You're going to have a Clippers, a first-time franchise, making it.
Nobody likes the Clippers. Nobody knows where Milwaukee is.
No one knows where Milwaukee is. Giannis has so much power, so much star power, but at the same time, not as much as you would think. Mm-hmm. Atlanta, young team.
Trae Young is their star, and
not very.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it could be ugly basketball sometimes with Trae Young.
Team with history, but not history in a long time.
And you got the Suns,
and the Suns who are also relatively no history either. Very little history. I don't want to say no, but very little. Who are your all-time greatest players?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash just retired 7 years ago.
You got Chuck.
Chuck is a 76er. But anyways, all we know, what we can guarantee you guys here on Going Deep with Matthew and Jeremy, number one, lowest rated. The
lowest rated finals,
but number one.
The number one lowest rated finals is coming to you.
But it will be number one.
It will be even though it's lowest. Even though it's the lowest.
It will be number one because it will be the lowest, right? If you do the list, what's the lowest? They're number one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, the ratings are already pretty bad. It's going to get worse.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Sorry. And then if you do predictions, let's just do it.
All right.
You think it's Phoenix and Atlanta? Who's winning?
Suns in 5.
Suns in 5.
I think they'll be tight 5, but Suns in 5.
I think it's going Phoenix, Milwaukee.
If it goes that route, I got Phoenix in 7.
And I'm going Milwaukee in 7.
Son of a gun. I'm just saying, this is one chance. This is the clearest path. If he's going to make it, this is the year.
I'm going for Giannis, baby. Let's go, Greek freak.
Let's see if
Giannis
he's freaky enough. Speaking about some freaky stuff.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. What is that? Is that your brother?
There'll be back-to-back years where the Antetokounmpos are champions.
Let's go, Antetokounmpos. We got one already. Got another one.
Costa's got the one. Speaking of Greek and freaky things happening, what do you think about this substance stuff going on in MLB? Making these freaky movements.
These rules, these rule changes.
So basically MLB is kind of finally turning an eye to an unwritten rule that's written but not written. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
The rule is written. You can't have any substance to alter the ball.
Correct.
It's an unwritten rule.
That you can kind of have.
That rule is dumb.
It's kind of like a loose one. You can't have anything that's blatant. Hey, man, look at me. Putting this shit on it. I'm going to throw it at you.
I mean, it's still pretty blatant, but you can't have it like Michael Pineda on your neck.
Your neck? Different
and it's like a
color?
big, it's like gunk like hanging off your neck. Like it's about to fall on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like you
looks
can't
like
do
fungus.
That. Yeah, if you have it on the glove, nobody's going to say anything to you pressing on that glove real quick, making sure that 100-mile-per-hour fastball doesn't hit me in the freaking dome. I think I've kind of stated where I'm at on this. I think it's beyond dumb.
I could tell you. It is 100% dumb. I don't know why in the hell they brought it out of nowhere. First, let's lie about not even fixing the balls. Then let's go ahead and say, oh, yeah, we changed the balls only because of this. And now let's go ahead and check the pitchers because guess what? The game is not going where we want to. There's way too many strikeouts. Something's going on. Let's crack down this way.
Yeah.
So you want to crack down on this now, but you didn't want to crack down on cheaters before. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, Rob.
If Rodon.
Yes.
Carlos Rodon. Kind of said the same thing. He's like, I don't understand why we're doing this at this point in the season. You're going to try to make these people look like cheaters. However, we have cheaters playing in this game today that have zero punishment.
Zero punishment.
But these guys who have been doing it their whole career are going to get punished all of a sudden.
Yes. Yeah, because
how does this make sense?
Exactly. I think he's just trying to be like, well, let's do it hard way so everyone gets punished. But it's like, dude, you already effed up by not. If he punished him from the beginning and then right then all cheaters are going to get punished, there's some weight to his words. Right now, it just looks like he's just trying to do a cleanup job. Like, oh well, I know I messed up, but now you know what? Everyone's going to get punished now. Whoever's doing it.
Yeah, no, it's not making a lot of sense. I've been lucky enough to talk to enough MLB guys, and they'll all tell you they want the pitchers using it. These guys throw way too hard. My question is, at what point do you say, you know what, maybe this is a bad idea to do in the middle of the season?
It's a bad idea in general, but yes, middle of the season
I think is rougher.
It's dumb.
It's beyond dumb.
It's just stupid.
You have guys. We've talked about it before. I talked
Imbecile.
about it with Jamal. You and I have talked about it. You have guys coming up throwing 100, and they're in the show because they throw 100. Mm-hmm. It's not that they learned how to control the ball. They throw 100.
Yeah.
And wild already with gunk on your hands. So let's take the gunk away, and let's see how wild you could really get.
Exactly.
My assumption is how many headshots is it going to take before?
He goes, you know what? Okay, fine, a little bit, okay.
You guys need to use something for this season. We'll figure it out at the end of the season.
Right.
I don't want to see that happen.
But it might take that to do something.
I think that's what it's going to have to take. I'm okay with pine tar. I'm okay with the rosin. I'm okay with your sunscreen, your mixture of this, and that. Maybe the spider tack thingy shouldn't be used because that actually alters like your RPMs.
Gotcha. Okay.
That which is going to alter your movement and is going to make you a lot better.
I agree. I think anything that does that, they should do. Do tests.
I think there's already tests.
There analytics.
Bauer does it. Mm-hmm. Bauer did a test and he showed what moves the ball or what causes RPM to increase and what doesn't. There's a test done.
Mm-hmm. Just do that.
You figure out what's allowed. Mm-hmm. Guys, use this stuff. Stay away from this stuff. Yeah. We're all good. Yeah. Nobody's going to care.
Yeah. And what allows you to get good grip and doesn't affect your RPMs or whatever you want to say.
What's not going to make you from mediocre to good?
Good, exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Something that just, if everyone's control is, because that means that everyone's on the same page, we're good. Mm-hmm. Once some people use different things to try to help out, that's a different story.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. And I just look at it. I'm like,
it's stupid.
This makes zero sense. And now we already have injuries. Tyler Gosnow, torn UCL. Mm-hmm. He's already blaming this stuff because it was his first start without it. I think he said he uses. I don't think it was a spider tag. It was a sunscreen.
He uses a sunscreen and rosin.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah,
I think that's what he said. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's what it was. And
he said that he had to grip the ball differently.
Now I gotta grip the ball harder, or I gotta change my grip, or whatever. Let's cause more strain to my elbow. That's already doing something unnatural.
Yep.
And I'm throwing 103, whatever it might be. I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense to me. I've seen people online kind of say, then throw slower.
No.
And is there some truth to that? Maybe.
No.
But why take away your given ability?
Why are you here? We just talked about it. Most of these guys coming because you throw 100.
Yeah.
It's not because I throw 92.
No, it's not because you're throwing 92 in the corner. For every Kyle Hendricks, there's 50 other guys.
50.
There's 50 other Gratterols that are throwing 100 that have decent movement, or Dustin Mays that have good movement. Maybe you don't know where the ball's going every time, but you got great movement. That's just to me. It just
Stupid.
it makes zero sense to me. No, it's very unfortunate.
It just looks like we have an incompetent commissioner.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody today about it. You need a guy that's played baseball, that maybe has a little front office experience and understands what you need to do to help the organization / profits to be that commissioner. Somebody who understands this, not just a suit that's just been around.
Unfortunately, you know what? They just want the money, so suits first. But what can you do?
Change it. You gotta change it.
I had
another question for you and it went away.
I have a question for you.
What do you got for me?
When you pitch a little bit, do you use anything? Just pick up a ball and go.
So I normally just pick up the ball and go, but what I do prefer is bigger seams because I could grip the ball better and I could spin it better.
Okay.
Like I hate those balls where seems right on top of it.
We're playing adult league, Sunday league, so we're not gonna get balls that are perfect all the time. No, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'd prefer that. If we don't have it, we don't have it. But I prefer a thicker seam that I can feel, and maybe I'll get the blister anyways. But I feel like a lot better controlling it.
Interesting.
I never thought about actually using something to try to get control.
Well, I'm glad you don't.
But I might have to try that out now.
Fuck.
Just no spider tag.
No
whatever it is. We got a little bit into it about the substance stuff, but I think there's a lot more to see. What do you think of the punishment really quick before we wrap up?
If you can remind me, please, what the
punishment is 10 days without pay, and you can't replace the player, and you're suspended 10 days. No pay, and you can't replace the pitcher.
So you're just down a spot.
So you're down a roster spot. So now you're back at 25.
Oh, man, that's pretty harsh. That's pretty harsh, man.
That's
rough.
So are you sending down a position player? Are you sending down a bullpen guy?
Yeah, no.
You're going to tax the bullpen now if you have to have a bullpen day.
More injuries.
And that's at least one start.
I
said 10 days. 2 starts.
2 starts. Yeah, that's
beyond idiotic, right?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, but I said...
He's not doing well. He's...
Unfortunately, he just got the extension.
I know.
Or the reelected or whatever they do.
Ain't gonna like it.
No, I don't know how long it's gonna be until they change it, but we'll have to wait and see. Literally today was day 1. Super harsh, I'm watching you, we're coming after you type of thing. Jacob deGrom, first person to get checked.
Ridiculous.
Didn't have anything. He was laughing on the bench because he thinks it's beyond dumb too.
Oh my God.
But like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see what kind of real impact, because I think it's been a week before this that they kind of hey, beware, we're looking for stuff.
We're going to do this.
We're going to do this all of a sudden, even though we told you we're not.
I'm upset about that. Well, you're right. Wait and see.
We kind of got to wait to see, because it's going to have a way bigger impact.
It just started, so we got to let it play out.
I want to see who the first person is to be popped that say, screw this. Or Bauer said sweat and rosin can get the ball sticky too, so we'll have to wait and see. But Maddie, it was good to have you back.
It's been awesome.
It was kind of good to be in the studio again, talking sports.
I know for a fact it's been a year anniversary because it's getting hot again.
It's hot. It's very hot. It's hot as hell out here, even though we're in SoCal. But guys, thank you for everybody listening. Make sure you find us damn near anywhere, any place that has podcasts. Find us on sportsbum.com, going deep in with Matthew and Jeremy.com. Always find us on our socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever makes you happy. We are everywhere. Maddie, good talking to you. But as always, much love.